All right. For anyone watching this later on, this is, or I guess I've linked in the description the deck list and the deck profile done by the creators of this deck. So if you're looking to learn how to play the deck, I recommend starting there, and then feel free to watch the rest of the stream after. I guess I should probably double check the description. Yeah, looks good. Of course, the very bad matchup for the deck. But we'll see what we can work out. Hey Steven, how's it going? It's a lot of armor block. So we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna look to try and get some armor block with a knocked red in the ledger. If we can find an arrow on top, that's the start, ideally. Because then we can load the arrow with Sand Scour and not have to go empty here. Rip. So we are gonna have to go empty here. It's not the end of the world, but the goal is simply to prevent him from doing much on the first. Interesting. Do we think that Murkmire's better? All it would do would leak 1 damage to the Wave of Reality, but the idea I was thinking was to try and stop him from playing something and attacking with it. Also, this is the same damage as Murkmire. So right now this should push through 3 damage. I'm not actually sure how many poppers are in the deck right now. I think it's just the 3. I really don't like pitching Deadeye. I think that I need to. Okay. I think he's likely to block it all out if I do that. Also, I wouldn't get a premeditate draw, so we're going to leave it on top and load the Spire Sniping. This order is fine. And while we would normally want to set up a double arsenal, because this is going tall and dominated, I think it's just better to... Oh, and we're getting a Ponder. Actually, no, because I wouldn't have a face-up arsenal with Ponder, with 2 cards in hand. Yeah, this is fine. Slightly concerned at only having one red in the ledger left in deck, but hopefully this pushes through some. Although those armor blocks make it look like it's going to be a sand cover and a D-react. Actually, huh. It's very interesting. I feel like the equipment block was not the play. Because he didn't sync anything with the crown. It's a very greedy equipment block. Okay, this board is already getting to be a problem. I don't know how I'm supposed to kill these things. The Bolton shots are nice. The issue is the Bolton shot is only going to come in for 5 right now. If I was to buff it once, which means it's not actually killing either of those. I suppose it would make it so the Necri I could only attack once. But I think I need to deal with this Uvia. Man, I have no idea. But unless I'm just sending in another dominated red in the ledger. But that doesn't feel quite right. I don't know, maybe it is. We put him off, take him off the arsenal. Yeah. And I only need to play one Seek and Destroy here. I mean, I suppose it is possible that there's like a sand cover, but I think I want to set up a big turn with the Seek and Arsenal. It's weird, I've dominated red in the ledger every turn so far and I still feel behind. Yeah, like I don't I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. This board state's already way out of control and I've only done 11 damage. Why am I selecting a target to attack? Shouldn't I pitch first? That was weird. Interesting. So he's getting into pitching one. Would I rather him play a Billowing or a Mirror Guy? I think I'd rather him play the Billowing. We get rid of the mirror guy. I don't know the top of my deck, so the order does not matter here. So at some point I have the opportunity to use my Hornet Sting to try and stop a turn. I don't think this is the turn for it, though. And I did put that red in the ledger back in the deck. And I could knock for it if I'd like. Means to arsenal that. I don't have great targets for this rebel, so I think we're just sending it upstairs. Wonderful. Got an infecting shot, which actually is fine, because I can dominate red in the ledger for 11 with an inertia now. And we know it's a billowing in arsenal. I do, yeah, just had to double check that I pitched it. Yeah, there are 3 battering bolts in the deck. Found him. If he swings the Necria, we'll pop it. Which realistically... Oh. Annoying. I may still need to take it, though. He is under inertia. I think I have to give him a popper here, unfortunately. Hmm. I think I'm just arsenaling this fire sniping. I have the popper to fall back on. Okay. Had a popper to fall back on. Yeah. Guess I'll take, what is that? 20? No. Yeah, game's just over. Like, I could have gone for a line, but I lose my popper every time. Hmm. He's got another Dominia, so it doesn't really matter. I kind of just lose here anyways, but... I guess I should have done that sooner. Oh, I sequenced that turn. Shoot. Oh, I screwed that turn up real bad. Um... Oh well. I wasn't supposed to play the Deadeye there. It was supposed to just be um just the least with Blood Rot, then pitch load the Bolt and Shot into the Dominia, and then I get to fire the Heat Seeker for 8 Dominate. But taking out the Dominia would have been quite impactful there. It is not that relevant which one I grab. I guess Kylori is slightly scarier. But I'm banking on hitting Heat Seeker here. Yeah, I messed up. Or Hornet Sting has to hit here. But I guess he just swings with that last. Yeah, missequencing that last turn ends up costing the game. Rip. Hmm. Yeah, that missequence there really hurts. I think that game is winnable otherwise, even though I high rolled this. Like, I high rolled the start, but he got to play big dragons every time he got red in the ledger. So, like, he had a way to use his remaining hand. Another Dromai. We go again. I wasn't actually paying attention if this was the same Dromai or a different one. Oops. Click back in the VOD. Different Dromai. Why did I draw both my poppers already? Or 2 of my poppers? Okay. We've got the block if they have CNC. Of course, I don't even have a memorial ground target now. Suppose I could have a codex target. Like, play this. So we'd play Deadeye, pitching here, pitch to Great Bow, Codex. Getting back a Battering Bolt, Azalea the Battering Bolt to the bottom. Then I'm going to need to shuffle at some point. I think this sequence is fine. I'm not the happiest with it. I guess I could have sand scoured first to see what I found. That was better. Oh, come on. It's all three poppers already. I think I'm just doing this. The Battering Bolt dominated with the Deadeye. Why are my three of my first four arrows my poppers? It's so bad. Like, I could have left it on top, but the problem is the line I wanted to go through was going to put a codex a Battering Bolt back into my deck, but then I would be getting that same Battering Bolt back out. I don't know. Maybe that codex line was still better, but I think I pull a decent amount of equipment here. Yeah, like it would have been a much better line if I got to put another one back in. Maybe it was still better. Ugh. Wow, I wish I had a popper right now. I don't know what I'm supposed to do to Kyloria. Like, this deck just doesn't answer it. I can't give him two cards. I don't think. Like, I've got to kill it. I don't know how I kill it though. If I block it, I can't kill it unless I give up Perch Grapplers. Do we give up Perch Grapplers? Like, I just have no idea how this deck deals with Dromai. Like, I'm sure I'm missing some sequences here, but like, oh, I found the Rabble, which is not going to be in my hand very long. This is fine-ish. So I need to kill the Dominia and set up a double arsenal. Is blind. Into Memorial Ground for infecting shot. This, I think I'm pitching the lace. Gets the infecting shot, then we tunic. Infecting shot into Dominia, and then arsenal the Fletch. But like, it still feels so bad. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. And like, I can't deal with this Yenderai now. I definitely can't deal with two Yenderais. Like, I don't feel like I have enough damage to pressure, and I don't have enough wide tools to deal with the dragons I need to deal with. I really need to hit something good here. Okay. It's quite good. And this will get the Rabble and Arsenal, but Rabble doesn't deal with Yenderai. Granted, the Death Dealer list also struggles with Yenderai a bit more. I can't deal with any of this. I have the Rabble coming, which means I think Chromai's the bigger problem. Or sorry, Kylori is the bigger problem in the short term. I guess he would have had to pitch a card for it. I don't know, maybe it was fine to leave. But it would have just been pitch burn them all to play Kylori, and then I don't know what it's in his arsenal, but yeah. Oh. Well, that makes things a lot worse. That was a mistake. I think he was supposed to pitch the Fate Foreseen. Or I guess they, but they were supposed to pitch. Oh, there they go. And now it's like, what do I do here? I don't think I've ever had a Dromai get this big of a board while they're still at 31 when I'm playing Death Dealer. Like, they have to take way more damage just to do that. Like, I guess I could block with Red in the Ledger. But they've still got equipment. I have absolutely no idea how I'm supposed to deal with this. Hmm. Sure. This Rebel always hits the Chromai. Down to Spire Sniping, which is quite nice. Neither of those are particularly good. Used Sand Scour, which means Azalea is my only way of getting another arrow in. So the order here doesn't really matter. Like, I'll dominate a red in the ledger, but he's got, or they've got a Crown of Providence up still, so this doesn't actually do anything because I drew no buffs. I want this game to be over so I can play against a different deck. Because I don't feel like this is the matchup to learn the deck on. There's definitely things I could be doing better, but yeah, this matchup does not feel good. Yeah, I'm just dead here. I don't know what I do. I guess Murkmire can kill Yenderai. Something. I have to Hornet Sting and hit the Vincerikai. That's like my win condition here. So I guess I could try blocking a bit here. We'll take the Necria. Oh, I was not supposed to take the Necria. I was supposed to block with one card, I think. And we'll see if we die. Yeah, we're dead. uh, I'm going next. I'm sure I played those poorly, but man, that felt like I had zero ability to do anything. E. So I could meme on him and hope that it's the heavy defensive list and just run Dreadbore and then have him be very sad. I think that sounds fine. I do want the red in the ledger still. I don't think I need the remembrance. This is like the hedge board in case he's playing a more defensive or like a more aggressive list. Yeah, let's try this. And I think I want second. Both on Dreadbore. Joke's on him. I don't have an ED reacts. I don't know why he pitched to load there. He should have just played scout and yeah. That was a mistake. He gave up his arsenal for no reason. I guess it gets him +1, which, I guess actually +1 is relevant here. It's actually quite relevant here. So we're taking 1. I still feel like you should have arsenal death touch for 1 extra or for 1 less damage. I think this is fun. I think we'll no block this and see where it goes. Oh. That's where it goes. Alright, well. I could seek Remorseless. The issue is he has equipment, so he could throw that if needed in front of it. So what's my better option? I need to find a way to empty this hand. I think because he just passed, it makes me think yeah, just passing makes me think that he had a D-React in hand and it's now an arsenal. Yeah. Now there's a weird discussion to cast this memorial now for tempo. Because I'm down so many cards in fatigue. He's got quiver, but no, I don't think so. Arsenal. Touch for 7. I think I'm okay giving the barbed. Okay, the inertia token's a little bit annoying. I can get around it though. Sure, I'll put a name counter on it. I was not supposed to put a name counter on it. Actually, no, it doesn't matter in this case. But normally I wouldn't, because you'd want to keep one floating in case they... Oh, they can't D-React from hand. Forgot. Ooh, interesting. Oh, this hand is quite good. Nice tar pit trap. Do I care? Do I care? Do I care? No, I don't care. Because we get to go like this. This. And like this. What do we want back in the deck? We want the Remorseless back in deck. We play this. Heat Seeker. Now this is an interesting thing. Do we want to make the... No, I don't. It would have made it so the Fletches would have made his reds block for 2 less. But I don't think that was quite worth it. Yeah, Dreadboards felt real good. He's definitely had some clunky hands because of it, I think. This is a situation where having like a red Bolton Shot or red Ravenous Rabble or something could be nice, because then I could Codex it and empty out, but I think it's fine. Here we don't really care. I think we get the Heat Seeker, then we Azalea away the Heat Seeker. We play out of the second slot. I was hoping to hit a buff there, or a Dominate, but not Battering Bolt because I couldn't afford Battering Bolt. Well, that was a game. All right, that game felt a little bit better, although it wasn't actually playing Sandscour in that matchup. Mm. Tried that. I don't know if that'll help, because the messages were staying for the whole time. I think that'll make them disappear after a certain amount. Azuri. Luckily, I don't have to figure out how to sideboard because they've already made the sideboard plan for me. Really helps when learning decks. I think if I can find a Dominate early, that would be nice. So getting to load the Spire is nice. Not great. We're just gonna do this and then Arsenal. So the assumption is he's gonna be on a contract list because they're playing Mask of Perdition over the other one, which means I have to be a little bit careful of how I'm using my cards and not to get fatigued. It's gonna be an isolate CNC every time. So what's my backup plan if I get CNC'd? Play off that, yeah. And this is the issue with setting up a double arsenal against Azuri, is you're very, very susceptible to the CNC. Interesting. Oh. Okay, that is slightly less scary. Alright, well then. Huh. Okay. Well, Okay, we got a sedation shot. That's something. And because of the ponder, I want to attempt a sand scour first. Rip. We'll load this. Yeah, that I would have been very upset if that was a CNC. But now the sand scour let me still load an arrow, and then I'll get to draw a knock off the ponder, and then still play into next turn with a 6-card hand. Shakedown. They can crack black techs or flick knives. There's a possibility that they have something like a shred. Because we saw last time they decided to play a red shred in order to arsenal this. They're going to be losing it to the inertia. What would they be arsenaling over red shred? I think I'm going to disrespect it. Actually, no, there's the risk of black tech. So actually, we do still block this. Which means the blocks are these. Oh, okay, it was double red shred. I made the read that it wouldn't be a yellow or a blue shred. I guess I ignored the fact that it could be a red shred. So I got punished really hard for blocking, but it was exactly red shred. Because they used a red shred last turn on a 3 block. I guess no, I think they would have used a blue shred and arsenaled the red. Yeah, so I think it was exactly red shred, or there was a very real chance it could be something like a plunder or like a 0 cost thing that they would black tech. I don't know. I think it was a reasonable line. Definitely got punished, but I think it was reasonable. So I think I'm just gonna Azalea away the knock. This is quite nice. I could quiver or sand scour. I could tunic sand scour. I think I like the tunic sand scour. I wish I knew it was on top though. Yeah, I'm gonna try tunic sand scour in case I miss. Yep, because then I get to load this face up, and then if I get the ponder, I can get the double arsenal. And it's felt like having a face up card feels a lot smoother than a face down card. Just because you don't get, in order to open up, you don't have to Azalea to open up the second arsenal slot. We get the 7 block, which is fine. But loading this face up makes it so he actually has to block the ponder. He likely would not have otherwise. Don't care about the nerve scalpel. Surgical, this feels like a reasonable time to block with the Hornet Sting. This is the exact breakpoint we're worried about. It would be something like this. Then seek knock. Okay, so we reveal to read the glide path. Which means we know there's not an arrow on top, so we don't sand scour yet. We do this first. And is battering bolt actually? I think it is actually battering bolt here. We do this first, and now that I've shuffled, now I'm gonna sand scour. and try and hit an arrow here. Because we knew off the other one that it wasn't an arrow before, it was a yellow glide path. It's a bit disappointing that I don't get an arsenal here. I feel like I'm going empty arsenal a little too often, but maybe against Azuri that's correct, because you leave yourself less susceptible to getting like CNC'd for a double arsenal. Ugh. Yep. Now they get to 1-card Codex, but they don't have any 0 costs engrave. So that's nice. Yeah, and the turn sequences get kind of awkward when you don't have an arsenal, so I don't think I care about dominating as much here. It's a Fletch on top. I think I'm just going to fire this for 8 with that, and then I'll get to go into my next turn with a with an arsenal and likely pull 3 cards here. It's the goal. I suppose it could be like a black tech and just double D-react feels kind of bad if that's all that I get. Okay. Oasis is fine. So this is the situation that I was talking about with like having this face up would have been much nicer, because now I think I need a Memorial first, then Azalea in. Yeah. Now the question is, am I sand scouring and giving up my tunic resource to get this face up? I think I am. Would I rather a Bolton shot face up or a Heat Seeker face up? I think I'd rather the actually, oops. No, because this way I get to save my tunic resource. Although I guess I could have fired. Actually, I could have fired Bolton shot for 6 into Remorseless for 5. Would that have been good? Huh. I think I'm just no blocking this. Please don't be a shakedown. Okay. Yeah, I put the spire on top, which I'm gonna Azalea in over this spire. Then Codex. Yes. That's fine. I want the Deadeye in my arsenal off the Ponder. No, I don't. We want it the other way. We want the Seek and Destroy in case I need the pitch. And I think I'm just grabbing the Battering Bolt for highest damage here. And one nice thing about Battering Bolt is even if it isn't hitting a react, if I get to see their hand, I know what they can Azuri into here. Got an Annihilate. I mean, likely they're going to block it, but like they can't play a thing into CNC without me knowing now. Backstab Shakedown. And a Plunder and an Annihilate. Okay, so like I know that I can get shook down here. Or rather, I know that I likely will get shook down here. Also, probably black text get popped. Which means there's an argument to give out the Perch Grapplers here. Actually, there's not really an argument to give out the Perch Grapplers, right? I could just block here. No, but I want to cast this Deadeye. No, maybe I just Arsenal the Deadeye. Yeah, and this is fine. So we do this, and they go... They don't do anything. Because they don't have an answer to this. And, like, that's the value behind the Battering Bolt. It's like, I know what they're capable of doing here. And also, because they didn't clear their hand, I still know their hand. It's Shakedown, Plunder the Poor, Annihilate the Armed. Okay, now they're showing me their hand. Okay, so it's just an Annihilate in the arsenal, which he's probably going to do. But no buff? What do you mean? This is fine. I'm okay losing the top card of my deck. Interesting, no Mask of Perdition. Set. These are fine. Man, Heatseeker is real good in this deck. Nourishing isn't active. I think it's just get rid of Annihilate. Like, I'm just going to get Nourishing for 6, but I think that's... Yeah, because then he could Arsenal the Shred. No, they're under Inertia. The Dagger Annihilate? Yeah, I think it's just get rid of the Annihilate. This order doesn't matter because I'll be drawing them. That seems like a bug. Alright. So here I'm probably looking to dominate off this Memorial Ground, question mark. Do I need to? I just give him cards. I think I'm giving at least this card. I think I'm okay taking 3. Go here. I don't know that I really need to dominate here. Yeah, I'd rather just fletch the red tail, I think. Getting rid of Memorial. Fletch here. Sand Scour. Disappointing. This is fine because I get to then fire this for a bunch with the Fletch the Red Tail. Makes the reds block for much less. Shakedown's a 2-block. So there's no stealth card in their hand? Yeah. Huh. So you just block here. The alternative is take 6, knock. That's tough. I think I'm just gonna block, and then we'll Arsenal the Fletch. Just fire run the ledger for 8. And the idea there is just maintain my health total. Because going to 7 to try and have a slightly bigger turn gives him the opportunity to steal games from me and puts me in danger of dying to like flick knives and Azalea ability. Whereas this ideally is taking at least some cards from his hand. Got the inertia on him. Huh. This is interesting. I could block 6 here with the Tunic Perch Grapplers. I think I'm actually a fan of that. They're under inertia. It's possible that it's a shred there as well, based on the way he kept 2 cards. Yeah. Maybe I should have expected the shred. Might have been a misplay. I do not have the floating to Azalea here, but it's just this. This feels like it's going to be pretty good. It's just Heat Seeker.